Hello and welcome to your practice. Today we're going to focus on continuous movement as a means to reduce stress, to alleviate anxiety in the body. One strategy for reducing stress and for calming the nervous system is to get a little bit quieter, a little bit slower, to focus on a more mindful and meditative state. But today we're going to focus on continuous motion and creating a groundness through a slow and a mindful movement practice. So when you're ready, we will begin in a comfortable seated position. You won't need any props for this practice, but if you do know that you prefer practicing with blocks, then go ahead and grab them and meet us back on the mat. In your own time, when you do feel comfortable to do so, you can either close down the eyes, and I know that for some that can feel really intimidating. So if closing down the eyes doesn't work for you, then pick something to focus on, something to gaze on. So you can allow your eyes to relax. You're not staring at anything in particular. And begin to bring your awareness and your attention to your breath. Noticing the movement of the body as you breathe in and you breathe out. And if the position that you are seated in is causing a distraction for the body because you're not that comfortable, then move, maybe prop up with a couple of pillows or some blocks in underneath you. You can even begin this practice in a chair if that works better for you. Notice the rise and fall of the tummy and the chest with every breath. And placing one hand on your heart, one hand on your tummy. Tune in and become a little bit more aware of the physical sensations as you breathe in and as you breathe out. With the lips softly closed, breathe in through the nose for a count of 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 5. Continuing to your own count. Focusing on the movement of the body as you breathe in and as you breathe out. If this breath count isn't working for you, then feel free to modify it and adjust it. But keep your awareness on your breath, on physical sensation that the breath is creating. Take one final round of breath. Take the palms to face up, rest the hands on the legs. Sit tall here for a moment. Sitting proud, be proud of yourself for showing up, for arriving on your mat. And set the intention that For this practice, you will continue to move mindfully. Move with awareness of your breathing and awareness of your physical body, of sensations that the movement creates. Take the hands back down to the mat and come to a kneeling position, setting up for tabletop. When you do arrive, take a moment here to spread your fingers and ground down into all 10 fingers even. As you breathe in, begin to lift your tailbone, lift your chest. And then breathe out, press the floor away from you with your hands, knees, and shins to round into the spine. Inhale, open the heart. Lift your tailbone, maybe gaze up. And exhale to begin to round, drawing the chin to the chest. As you start to move the body, become aware of sensations that you create through this movement. Maybe keeping the breath count of an inhale for 3 and an exhale for 5 through the entire practice. Come back to the center. Lift your gaze slightly so the back of the neck is elongated. And extend your right leg out to straight. Your right toes are on the floor. The heel presses away from you and tuck the tailbone down slightly so you can feel a little rounding into the upper back. Slowly start to walk your left hand forward, fingertips to the floor. Keep that lift of your chest, of your low belly. You might stay there, or if you feel balanced to do so, inhale to extend left arm towards straight, thumb to the ceiling. And your right heel lifts until it's in line with the hip. Press down into your right hand and feel like both sides of the waist are lifting up. Maybe stay here, or as you exhale, draw knee to elbow round the spine. Inhale to extend. Exhale, knee to elbow and round the spine. One last time, inhale, extend everything out. Exhale, round everything in. Place left hand, right foot back down. Take a moment here. If you do wish to, you can roll out the right wrist, maybe shake it, release it if it's any way uncomfortable. Then coming back to tabletop, extending left leg to straight, toes to the mat, heel presses away from you. Walk your right fingertips forward to the top of your mat. Find a little protraction, a rounding into the space between the upper shoulders, the upper back. Maybe stay here, or inhale to extend. Right arm towards the front of your mat with the thumb up to the ceiling. And the left heel lifting up. Keep lengthening the back of the neck. Take a breath in. And exhale, maybe draw elbow towards knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 3, stay moving for the full count. Exhale for 5, continue to move through your full exhale. Rest hands and feet back down. Tuck your toes under and walk your hands a step out in front of you. Hug the upper arms in towards each other, breathe in. And as you breathe out, lift the knees away from the floor and soften the head and the neck. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out the legs a few times here, trying to create a nice long line from your heels of your hands all the way up to the hips. Pressing the floor away from you with the hands and hugging the upper arms in towards the ears. Bend the knees, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, begin to walk your feet forward. If you get stuck at any stage, bend the knees and then walk the hands back to meet the feet. Have a look down at the feet. Feet are hip distance apart with your big toes pointing straight ahead. Slide the hands back to the shins. Bend the knees as much as you need to feel like bellies and thighs are resting towards each other. And then inhale, heart forward, lift and lengthen out of the chest. Exhale, fold it down, Uttanasana. With the knees bent, inhale, sweep the arms up, reach overhead. Exhale, Samastiti, hands to your heart. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Breathe out for 5, fold it forward. Keep the knees bent. Fingertips in line with your toes or your hands on your shins. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, look forward. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold it down. Keep a bend in the knees. And inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reach overhead, come up tall. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Knees can be soft or the legs work towards straight. Inhale, reach the arms up, draw the belly in towards the spine. Exhale, your hands to your heart. One last half salutation. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, look forward, come to your fingertips or hands on shins. Exhale, fold it down, relax the head and the neck completely. Inhale, sweep the arms tall, gaze up towards the hands. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, look forward. And on an exhale, make your way into downward facing dog. Hug the upper arms in, draw the belly in towards the spine. Breathe in, press the floor away from you, come forward until your shoulders stack over your wrists for plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees to the mat, shift the weight forward and slowly bend the elbows to come all the way to the tummy. Untuck the toes, ground down into the tops of the feet. Walk your hands a little bit further forward and out wide of the mat. Fingertips on the floor, palms lift. Inhale, press into the tops of the feet, begin to lift your chest. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Exhale, lengthen and fold back down. Inhale, roll up, rounding through the spine, keeping the feet strongly grounded, and exhale to fold down. A few more times to your own breath. You might feel like you're getting a little bit higher each time. Inhaling, lifting, and exhaling to lengthen as you lower, being mindful of how the body feels. And if this gets uncomfortable, if you create any pain in the back, then ease back off and be kind to yourself. We often struggle to find compassion for ourselves, which can lead us to having a negative opinion about ourselves. So start here in your physical movement, finding a little bit of kindness to yourself. One last time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower back down. Walk the hands back, fingertips in underneath the elbows. Draw the elbows in by your side. Tuck the toes under. Breathe in, press the hands and knees. And breathe out, lift the hips back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right heel high to the ceiling. Come up onto your left tippy toes. And as you exhale, curl the right knee into the chest. Look past the hands and step the right leg forward. If it doesn't go all the way, come onto the left knee, hold onto the right ankle, and use your hand to help you get it there. Lift back knee away from the floor. Fingertips are going to frame your right foot with the knee stacked above the ankle. As you breathe in, come to fingertips or maybe to blocks or something similar. And as you exhale, draw your outer right hip back, fold over the right leg. Inhale, bend into the left knee, look forward. Exhale, draw outer right hip back, fold over the right leg. Inhale to fingertips, draw the heart into the space between the upper arms. Exhale, fold it down, and maybe that right leg goes straight, maybe it doesn't. But instead of judging yourself, focusing on where you think you should be, can you focus on the sensations you're experiencing? Maybe saying to yourself, I feel a stretch in the back of my right leg. Whatever it is you're experiencing, notice it. Maybe come back to your breath count, breathing in for 3, breathing out for 5. Last time. As you breathe in the next time, stay, walk the hands further forward of the right leg, come to your left tippy toes, and exhale, step the left leg up to meet the right, coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, fingers on the floor, the shins. Exhale, fold it down, lengthen the upper body as you fold. With a little bend in the knees, inhale, sweep the arms up, reach overhead. Exhale, Samastiti, your hands to your heart. Breathe in, reach the arms up, get tall. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left heel high to the ceiling, coming onto your right tippy toes. Exhale, curl the left knee in, look past the hands, and lightly step it to the top of the mat. Fingertips frame the left leg. As you inhale, come onto the fingertips, draw the shoulders back, the chest forward. And exhale, draw the outer left hip back, folding down over your left leg. Inhale, come forward into a runner's lunge. Exhale into single leg, forward fold. And again, not being concerned about how straight the leg is or it isn't. Find sensation. And enjoy this sensation that you are creating through movement, through the connection to the breath. One of the goals of a yoga practice is to quieten the fluctuations of the mind, the chitta vritti. We can do that through movement, focusing on the sensations that movement creates, focusing on a consistent and a balanced breath. Once more. Breathe in, bend into the left leg. Walk your hands a step forward, and as you exhale, walk the right leg or step the right leg up to meet the left. Come into Uttanasana, forward fold. Relaxing the head and the neck. Hands to shins or to the floor in front of you. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold it down. And inhale to stand. Sweep the arms overhead, get tall. Exhale, Samastiti, hands to your heart. From here, step it to the long side of your mat. So your feet are about legs distance apart, maybe a little wider, maybe a little closer. Go somewhere that works for you. Your heels turn out slightly and your toes turn in. So if you have a look, the baby toe sides of the feet will run parallel to the short sides of your mat. You might need blocks or something to build the floor up to you in underneath the hands. Take your hands to your hips. Breathe in, lift and lengthen your chest. A soft bend in the knees. And as you exhale, begin to fold forward. As you fold it, ground down into the baby toe sides of the feet. Take the hands to the floor in underneath the shoulders, or maybe up to some blocks. And start to feel the body folding in half. Keep the weight out to the baby toe sides of the feet. Find a lift through the inner seams of the legs. Start to relax your head and your neck completely. Thinking about bringing the crown of the head down towards the mat. Lifting the sit bones and shifting the weight ever so slightly into the pads of the feet. Your hands might stay in underneath the shoulders. They might walk back in between the legs a little. Or if you have the space to do so, turn your fingers towards the back of the mat and start to walk your hands a little further back, bending the elbows. Drawing the head down that bit more. We use inversions in our practice, this being an inversion, to create a focus, to help concentration, and to balance the mind and the body. So notice here as you begin to become a little stiller, what starts to show up in the mind. And if your mind is drifting and racing, can you bring it back to your breathing? Or bring it back to physical sensations you are experiencing in the body. And when you're ready, walk your hands back in underneath the shoulders. Lift to your fingertips, lengthening the spine. And take a small bend in the knees. Walk the hands back to your hips. Press into the feet and slowly lift all the way back up. Heel toeing your feet back together. And then stepping it to the top of your mat. Feet are hip distance apart, legs are strong. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Breathe out, fold it down. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to hands and knees. Take 3 cat-cow here. Inhale, your heart lifts, your tailbone lifts. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 5. Sweep the feet out to the side and make your way down onto your backs. Coming all the way down. Lying comfortably on the back. Resting your hands down by your side. Your feet are hip distance apart. Grounding down into the heels. You might want to watch for this first round. I'll show you the movement and then we'll float together for a few more rounds. Find that grounding into your heels, and as you breathe in, start to peel up 1 vertebrae at a time, reaching the arms up overhead. And exhale, peel back down 1 vertebrae at a time, taking the baby finger sides of the hands back to the ground. Press into the feet, lift the hips, lift the arms. And exhale slowly. Bring it back down, and if this feels a little too much on the shoulders, down by your side. Again, find a place where you can move that feels good for your body, where you can be kind to yourself. If it works for you, close down the eyes, focusing on the breath, focusing on the physical body. And then resting all the way back down. Take the soles of the feet together, the knees out to the side. You may have to make fists and rest the fists in underneath the hips. Or maybe it's comfortable to take one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. Noticing here again the flow of your breath. Movement of the body as you breathe in and you breathe out. Space your breath creates. Take the knees back in towards each other. Draw the knees into the chest, holding on to either the backs of the legs or the shins and giving yourself a squeeze, a hug, maybe a little movement here side to side. And really feel like you're drawing the knees in, you're squeezing the body. Take a full big deep breath in. Hold it at the top, breathe in a little more. Hold it. And a big exhale out of the mouth. Lower the legs back down, one leg at a time. And bring your left heel out towards the left side of the mat. Right heel out towards your right. You can either rest hands on your body or take the arms out to the side with the palms facing up. If your low back is uncomfortable here with the legs extended to straight, then maybe place a pillow in underneath it, in underneath the knees, or bend the legs so that the feet are on the floor. If you feel happy to do so, close down the eyes. And if that does not work for you, pick a point on the ceiling to stare at. But allow all of the space around the eyes to soften. Stress and anxiety can enter our lives, our minds, in so many ways. Sometimes can be caused by chemical imbalances in our body. And sometimes through the situations we find ourselves in. Whether it is a stressful family situation, financial situation, maybe upcoming exams, maybe it is the thoughts of driving or doing something new. Whatever it is, just for a moment, think about what it is that makes you feel anxious, to feel worried, to feel stressed. And notice where that manifests itself in your physical body. For some, it's a tightness, a churning in the stomach. For others, it might be a shortness of breath, it might be a tightening of fists, of shoulders, of jaw. But consider how your stress, your anxiety manifests itself. And take your awareness to that part of the body. You may even rest a hand there. So if it is the stomach, you can rest a hand on the stomach. If it manifests as a headache, you may rest your hand comfortably on the head. Or you can just turn your awareness there. And for the next few rounds of breath, breathe out through the mouth without any major effort. And as you do so, focus on softening and releasing tension in that part of the body where your stress and your anxiety manifests. Maybe even saying to yourself as you breathe out, I let go. You are welcome to stay for as long as you like. If you do feel ready to start to come back to this space, begin to move your fingers and your toes. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And a stretch, however feels good for you. Walk your feet back in and draw the knees into your chest. Giving yourself a squeeze, a hug. And take your time to do so, but in your own time. Turn onto your side and use your hands to help you come back to a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed down. When you do arrive in this seated position, rest your left hand at your heart and your right hand to stack on top. Notice the beating of your heart. Tune into that sensation. And repeat the following affirmations, the following mantra in your head. I am kind. I am caring. I respect myself. I love myself. And I am at peace. Namaste.